recreate this 3D orchid nail with me. So starting with 2 coats of 9020, which is a beautiful soft sage green from Kenny, and going in with their velvet matte top coat. If you use code Minnie or capitals on the Kenny website, you can save yourself 10%. Pop it in the lamp to cure. We're just going to give it a quick rough buff. So I'm going to be using a 3D sculpt today. You can of course use acrylic, and I'm going to use my palette knife and my micro silicone tool from Make Believe by Andrea. So I've just popped a little ball down and I'm just creating that first petal. I'm just sort of fanning out the edges of that bead, putting that up at a point to create a nice petal shape. And then when I'm happy, I'm going to pop it in the lamp to cure. Just making sure that's got the chosen petal effect that I want. And then I'm going to pop it in the lamp and give it a cure. Then moving on to the lower petals, just using 2 slightly smaller balls again, just pulling them down, pushing out the sides to create some petal shapes. So we are left with 3 petals. And then the next step is going to be a little bit different. If I was working with acrylic, I would normally naturally work on top of that 3-petaled flower. But as I'm working with 3D Sculpt and I don't want them to blend into each other, these are see-through silicone post-it notes. I found them on Amazon and they are perfect for 3D work. And I'm just going to pop a small ball down and just put it out at a point and then fatten out the sides. Again, creating a petal shape. And then I'm going to repeat. Now using some rhinestone glue, I'm just going to glue them on, giving it a quick flash cure before giving it a full cure. And once that's had a full cure, we're just going to finish off with this tiny, tiny little petal here. It's going to be a tiny one. We're going to make it quite round and then put a tiny ball just on top of that to create the stamen of the orchid. It's like the right bird. So anyway, I've got this beautiful blush rose, antique rose colour here. It is 9005, again from Kenny. Don't forget the discount code. And we're just going to use the 8mm from Make Believe by Andrea. And we're just going to add some blush to those petals. We're just sort of adding it to the centre of the petals and pulling it out. This is 9013. So I've got my Skinny Mini brush from Cassie Paint. Love this brush. It is super fine, which is great for detail. And we're just going to create some veins on the petals. Just working light-handedly. And just giving some depth and some detail to the flower orchid petals. Just darkening up the inside of the petals just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then going in with my tiniest dotting tool. These are double-ended ones from Make Believe by Andrea. And we're just going to put some dots on the outer side of the petals. Just working our way around, just adding a bit when it looks like it needs it. Of course, you can create your orchid whatever colour you like. You could do a multicoloured one if you wanted to. So yeah, we're still working our way around, just adding little tiny dots everywhere. And just when I think I've finished adding dots, it looks like I'm adding more. So what I've done is I've gone over the base with shiny, and now I'm just going to go over that orchid with a light dusting of matte top coat. I've never seen a shiny orchid. So we're just going over there lightly, just making sure we're covering it, but it's not welling up. We don't want to ruin the 3D work we've just done. And then going in with a little clean up cuticle stick, we're just going to wipe off some excess just so we can define those features when it cures. And you're done. It's that easy. Okay, bye.